During those times when God is silent, doubt can set in, worry can set in, fatigue may set in, man. But during those times where it feels like God is silent and He's not answering your prayers right when you want Him to, that's the time when your faith is really being tested, right? He's testing your faith, seeing how strong your faith really is, right? Do you really have the faith in Him like you say you do, right? YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Nate just dope back from another video. And JD Nation was down with it, man. As y'all see by that title, we're talking about when God is silent, it doesn't mean that He's absent. He's there. He's there, right? But like I said, your faith is being tested, perseverance is being tested, right? And I have a few points that I want to, just give you guys to encourage you guys that in these times where you may be praying, you may be asking God for a certain thing and He's not answering right then and there when you want Him to. Just know that God doesn't work on our timing, first off, right? He doesn't work on our timing. He's going to answer you right when you want Him to. And also, He isn't going to answer you the way that you expect Him to or that you want Him to. He's going to answer His own way. You know what I'm saying? And like I said in the last video, these videos kind of like coincide with each other, right? But He isn't going to have, like I said in the last video, He isn't going to have this big, extravagant showcase, or He isn't going to come down from the clouds and just with His big theatric voice. Nah, you have to get in that quiet season, right? That still season, right? And just sit still and know that He's God, and just listen to His still small voice. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 55:8 and 9, right? God's ways and thoughts are higher than ours, right? Like I said, silence doesn't mean that God isn't working. He's working behind the scenes. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to, because I'm a music person, you know what I'm saying? So like when I think about music, when I was in the band and stuff like that, um, we had hours and hours of rehearsal. And then the day of the performance, that performance was less than 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes. You feel me? But all of that in the background, those hours and hours of rehearsal in the background, people didn't see that. All they saw was the finished product. And it's the same with God, right? God isn't going to just do things in front of us the way that we expect Him to. No, He's going to be working behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like He isn't going to just like the way that He works. He's going to show you that vision. He's going to give you that vision. He's going to give you that promise and say, "Hey, look, this is what you have to work towards." But guess what? He isn't going to show you the steps in between. He isn't going to show you the roadblocks. He isn't going to show you the potholes and stuff like that you're going to have to get through. He isn't going to show you the hurdles that you have to jump over. No, because guess what? If He showed us all of that, we would. Some of us would get spooked. You know what I'm saying? Some of us would be like, I don't want to go through that, because us as humans, our minds are used to protect us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we want to stay comfortable. We want to do the thing that's like if we see something that we want to do, we want to find the easiest way to do it. You know what I'm saying? But God eliminates that. You know what I'm saying? Like He's going to show us everything. And same thing when it comes to our waiting season, He's going to stay quiet. But like I said, just because He's quiet, just because He isn't saying anything, doesn't mean that He's absent. He's right there. He's right there. Are you still going to pray? Are you still going to fast? Are you still going to persevere and keep going, even if you can't hear His voice? Even if you don't hear from Him, it may seem like He's not there, but He's there. But do you still have that faith that you said that you have, that you so strongly proclaim that you have? Do you still have it? You know what I'm saying? Let's get to the next one, man. God may be strengthening your faith. Like I said, faith grows the most during waiting seasons. I think I already said all of this, man. Boom, here it is. Hebrews 11:1. Right? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You know what I'm saying? Going back to that vision, going back to that promise that God gave you, right? You have something to hope for. even though you can't see it yet. A lot of people that have the most biggest ideas, right? A lot of the most, I guess you could say, like successful people, right? They were delusional at one point, because think about it, they believed in something that they didn't have yet, or they believed that they were going to be somewhere where they weren't at in that current moment, but they still had the delusion and the faith enough to move towards it, even though they couldn't see it yet. You know what I'm saying? Even though you can't see that, like where you are right now, or even though you can't see where you want to be right now, you still have like enough faith, enough delusion to know that, that okay, if I keep moving, if I keep putting one foot in front of the other, I'm going to eventually get there. I don't know when, I don't know how. Well, I know how, because I'm gonna keep moving, but I don't know how long it's gonna take. Some people may try something, and if it don't work in 2 or 3 months, they're like, all right, yeah, it ain't working out the way I thought it was, so I'm gonna just give up. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have that delusion. I don't want to call it delusion though. Like you got to have that faith to know that if I keep moving, I just have to trust in God and His plan for my life, not my own plan, not my own desires, but His plan for my life, His will for my life. If I keep moving in that direction, even though I can't see it yet, then I'm gonna eventually get there. You know, um, right? Next one, God is moving, or God is make, or I'm sorry, God may be preparing you for whatever it is. A lot of the things that I asked for, or that God promised me, I knew that I didn't like. One of the main reasons why I figured out why I wasn't there yet, or why I didn't get it yet, is because I wasn't the person that I needed to be to get that thing. Because if God give it to you right now in the current state that you're in right now, He know that you're gonna mess it up. And I knew that I was gonna mess it up. Once I realized that, dang, like I see why He ain't giving it to me right now, because I'm very irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people say they want $1 million, but wouldn't know what to do with $1 million once they actually get it in their hands. You feel me? So he's building that character. That season of waiting is to build character. It's to develop you into the person that you need to be, and that God wants you to be, so He can get it. You know, um, and it requires patience. It requires patience. James 1:4, verse 4. Let patience finish its work so you can be mature and complete. You gotta stay patient. It requires patience. You feel me? One of the fruit of the spirit, patience. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be patient during these times, right? It's not to say that while you're waiting, do nothing. No, being patient means you're you're steady working towards it, but you know that it's not going to happen in your time. So you have patience, regardless of how long it's going to take. You have you have patience enough to persevere during the season of waiting. You know what I'm saying? And so, let me see. Last but not least, right? This last point, right? God is teaching you to be still. The last video, all it takes is a moment of silence, a moment of stillness. Be still and know that He is God. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be still. You have to be okay with not with not being on the move all the time, getting caught up in the hustle and bustle of life. You know what I'm saying? Of course, be diligent with your hands. Of course, work with your hands and stuff like that. But also, don't get too obsessed with the grind and the hustle and the bustle, man. Like, bro, for myself, I got caught up in the hustle culture and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like I needed to be moving. I needed to be active all the time. Where a lot of the work happens in the stillness. It's the inward work that really needs to be like a priority first, and that happens in the stillness, in the quiet. You know what I'm saying? The silence. So, hey man, that's all I really have to say, man. Last but not least, man, know that you're not alone though. Just know that you're not alone. God is still here. God is still with you. Pray, fast, talk to him, listen to him, sit in that stillness, and know that he's God. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's just building your faith. Those moments of silence, those moments of time where God is silent and he's not saying anything, is really he's really building your faith. And it's a time to strengthen your faith. All right. So that's pretty much it, man. If y'all made it this far in the video, comment down below. I guess we'll say silence again. Comment down below silence again, man. And yeah, man, if y'all made this far in the video, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. And yeah, if y'all like videos like these, man, I'm gonna keep them coming, man. I'm working on getting more like consistent with just uploading more frequently, you know. So hey, we just gonna keep it going, man. So hey, I ain't gonna waste no time, man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, like I said, and that's pretty much it. So now with that being said, it's your boy Nate Just Dope signing out. Deuces.